Have you ever caught your child doing something that shocked you? Last Tuesday, I was folding laundry upstairs when I heard these weird muffled voices coming from the basement. At first, I thought maybe my daughter Avery left her tablet on or something. She's 13, always watching random YouTube videos, so I grabbed the rest of the clothes and headed downstairs to tell her to turn it down. But when I got to the bottom of the stairs, what I saw made me freeze completely. Avery was sitting cross-legged on the concrete floor next to this big cardboard box, and inside were two tiny black and white kittens. Couldn't have been more than a few weeks old. That wasn't even the crazy part, though. She had turned our basement into like a full animal hospital. I'm talking water bottles wrapped in old towels to keep the kittens warm, little dishes made from bottle caps filled with this weird mixture that looked like blended tuna and milk. She even had my Good Kitchen towels cut up into tiny blankets. But here's what really got me. She was talking to these kittens like she was some kind of veterinarian, whispering stuff like, "Okay, little guy, you need to eat more, and don't worry, you're safe now." She had this whole notebook next to her with times written down for when they ate and slept. When she saw me standing there, her face went completely white. She started crying immediately and begging me not to be mad. I asked her where the hell these kittens came from, and that's when the whole story came out. Turns out she'd been sneaking food from our kitchen for weeks to feed this stray cat behind the gym at school. She'd take leftover chicken from dinner, sometimes half her sandwich at lunch. She said the cat was super skinny and had these sad eyes that wouldn't leave her alone. But then one day last week, the cat just disappeared. Avery looked everywhere for it. The next day, she found these two babies hiding under some bushes near the dumpster, crying and shivering. She said she couldn't just leave them there to die, so she smuggled them home in her backpack and set up this whole rescue operation while I was at work and her dad was traveling. She'd been getting up at 5 in the morning to check on them before school, then rushing home at lunch to feed them. I was torn between wanting to ground her for lying and being completely amazed at what she'd done. These kittens looked healthy, like actually healthy. She'd somehow figured out the right milk mixture, kept them warm, even made little beds. But then I found her notebook. This girl had written down everything, not just about these kittens, but about every stray animal she'd seen around our neighborhood. There was Max, this three-legged dog that hangs around the gas station. There was a whole page about this hurt squirrel she'd tried to help last month by leaving nuts near our fence. She had plans, like actual plans, for how to help each one. She'd researched what foods they could eat, what temperatures they needed. She'd even looked up phone numbers for animal shelters and rescue groups. The craziest part was she'd saved up $67 from her allowance and chores to pay for vet bills. This kid had thought of everything except telling her parents. When I asked why she didn't come to me, she said she was scared I'd say no and make her leave them outside. She thought if she could prove she could take care of them, maybe I'd let her keep them. My heart broke a little because she was probably right. If she'd asked me first, I probably would have said absolutely not. We already have our hands full. But seeing her down there, seeing how much she cared, how much thought she'd put into everything, she wasn't just playing house with some pets. She was actually trying to save their lives. We ended up keeping both kittens. Had to take them to a real vet the next day and they were perfectly healthy thanks to Avery's care. The vet was shocked when I told him a 13-year-old had been taking care of them.